What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back for another Game of Thrones Season 7 prediction video. In this video, I want to take a closer look at one specific scene that took place during the Season 7 trailer that I think most people overlooked. This video will contain spoilers with references to the plot leak, so you have been warned, my friends. But near the end of the Season 7 trailer, we see one quick scene of a man jumping into the water as fire shoots across the water above. Most of us who broke down and analyzed this trailer assumed that this was going to be Theon Greyjoy making his escape from the attack led by Euron Greyjoy. I even initially thought it was Theon making his escape, but after I rewatched this scene several times, I think I know exactly who this is and what's taken place. Let's examine the evidence that I have, and let me know if you come to the same conclusion. Let's get started. At the beginning of Season 7, we are going to get a very explosive Greyjoy civil war that's taking place out at sea. Last season, Euron Greyjoy showed back up at the Iron Islands, and upon arrival, he murdered his brother Balon Greyjoy, who was the king of the Iron Islands. Soon after the King's Moot, which is a ceremony where the Iron Islanders choose their next king, during that King's Moot, Euron Greyjoy won over the crowd and became king, which led to Yara and Theon fleeing the islands with Euron's best ships. When Euron realized this, he decided he was going to murder his niece and nephew, so he asked his men to build him the biggest fleet which they will use to hunt them down. But luckily for Theon and Yara, they were able to forge a new alliance with Daenerys Targaryen, who will currently have the largest army in Westeros, plus 3 really big-ass dragons. But that is still not enough to stop Euron Greyjoy from attempting to conquer anyone in his path. And as of right now, Theon and Yara are sailing with Dany's fleet heading straight for Westeros. When Season 7 begins, I think Euron will have caught up with them in the very first episode. I think Episode 1 is going to start off with a bang and set the tone and pace for the entire season. In the Season 7 trailer, we got multiple scenes of this battle taking place. And the first shot we get is of Euron's ship Silence, which will most likely lead the attack. Out on the sea, Euron is going to be almost an unstoppable force because this is what he does best. And I think he is going to rip through Daenerys' Greyjoy and Martell fleet. We get another quick scene of Theon Greyjoy, who is looking very scared. In my trailer breakdown, I told you that I think this is Theon watching the attack as it takes place, and he is in shock and freezing up, not knowing what to do. Then we get another scene of the ship on fire, and men tearing through everyone in sight. And I think this is what Theon is looking at, and at some point during this attack, Theon will make his escape and make it back to shore. We've seen from leaked set photos that Theon arrives on what is most likely Dragonstone, and upon his arrival he has a heated confrontation with Jon Snow. So at first glance, when we see this man jump into the water as fire shoots out above his head, it's easy to assume that this is Theon jumping into the water. I know I initially thought that, but when you take a closer look, you can see that whoever is jumping into this water is doing it when the sun is out. If you pause the video and look above the water, you can see the natural sunlight shining through the water. And when Theon is under attack, it is pitch black outside. So if this was Theon jumping into the water, you would not be seeing this sunlight coming through the water. By the looks of the battle that Theon is in, there is no way that he would be able to stay on board of his ship until the sun rises. He's going to have to escape immediately. And also, when the man jumps into the water, take a look at the fire that shoots across the water. I do not think that is fire from a ship explosion. To me, that looks like dragon fire shooting across the water. I think that is a dragon trying to kill whoever this is jumping into the water. And when the fire shoots across the water, you can see that it shoots out exactly like a dragon's fire does, almost in a straight line. Watch how the fire shoots out at the man in the water, then watch how one of Dany's dragon's fires shoots out. It looks exactly the same to me. And after this man jumps into the water and the fire shoots across, then the trailer goes to black, and you can even hear a dragon roar very loud. But you're probably thinking, who would this dragon be trying to kill that would make them want to put it in the trailer? I think this is Jamie Lannister going into the water, after he is nearly killed by one of Daenerys' dragons. There are actually several different reasons I think this is Jamie Lannister. The main reason is because of the plot leak. Now I don't know how closely some of you have been paying attention to it, but the plot leak appears to be almost completely accurate at this point. After I watched this trailer over and over again, pretty much everything we see in the trailer was in the plot leak all the way back in October. And if you've been subscribed to my channel for a long time, then you know that I've reported on and analyzed everything that has came out regarding to the spoilers. And after I put it all together and look at it, I think it's all true. Episode 4 of the plot leak says that Jamie and Bronn and the Lannister army are going to be ambushed by Dany, the Dothraki, and her dragons while marching back from High Garden. The Lannister army gets defeated, and Jamie is almost killed by the dragons, but Bronn saves his life. And I think that's exactly what we are seeing in this scene when the man goes into the water. I think this is Jamie Lannister barely escaping the dragon fire. Based off all the evidence we have seen during the off-season, we know all of this is going to happen that the plot leak said was going to happen for this episode. We can even see in the trailer that the Dothraki and at least one of her dragons are attacking in this open field. And we also saw the Lannister army marching in the trailer, and if you look beneath their feet, you can see the grass. I think this is them marching back from High Garden right as they're about to be ambushed. And you can see from the footage and photos that this battle is going to be taking place in the middle of the day. So that lines up with it being daytime when the person jumps into the water and you can see that natural sunlight shining through. If you look at the set photos, you can see Jamie and Bronn are preparing to film this battle scene. And you can even see water in multiple images that were taken while Jamie, Bronn, and the Dothraki were all on set. We know that Jamie is going to conquer High Garden just like the plot leak said he would. We've seen photos of the castle with the Lannister flag raised to the top. And once he leaves High Garden, that's when this scene is going to take place. The Lannister army is going to be slaughtered by the Dothraki in the open field. And then Dany's dragons are going to swoop in and take care of the rest. And we also got a photo from Entertainment Weekly that shows Dany on her dragon on this battlefield. Also, when you see the man jump into the water, you can only see his left hand, which may have been done on purpose. I think considering how they pay attention to all the details when they construct these trailers, I think they knew exactly how much to show without giving too much away. I think we may only be seeing the left hand because it would be obvious it was Jamie if we saw his lifeless right hand in the water. I think they wanted us to think this was Theon. We know Jamie is going to be fighting the Dothraki and the dragons, and we know he is with Bronn on this battlefield. And we know this is going to be taking place right beside some water. And we also know this battle is taking place in the middle of the day. So when you watch that man jump into the water, and you see the sun shining through the water, and you can see that that fire shoots out straight across like a dragon flame, I 100% believe this is Jamie Lannister going into the water to avoid being killed by a dragon. I do think Theon's going to make an escape, but it's going to be in complete darkness when he does that. So you're not going to see any natural sunlight shining through the water like this. But comment below and tell me who you think it is. Do you agree with me, or do you think it's someone completely different than Theon or Jamie? Thanks for stopping by to check out the video. A special thanks to all the people that support the channel on Patreon. I'll see you all down below. Bye.